Welcome back to the channel, I'm Damo, and on today's video we're going to pitch the 944 against the TT. Okay, before we get started on this grudge match special, don't forget, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon, then you get notified whenever there's a new video. Cheers. The TT's steering wheel is fully adjustable. The 944 steering wheel isn't adjustable, but it does have a great driving position, and for me, I've said this before in my other videos, the ergonomics are just spot on. The driving position is good in the TT, but you don't quite feel like you're in a sports car, especially when you compare it to the You're not quite sat as low down as you are in the but still very comfortable, if not quite a sporty place to be. The switchgear in any Audi is second to none, really. Nobody beats Audi for interiors. The switchgear in the 944 is pretty good, considering it's 17 years older now than the TT. However, for this particular one, the Audi wins. The Audi, being a lot newer, has airbags, side impact protection and traction control. The 944 has some doors, an accelerator pedal, and 30 trillion cells masquerading as a racing driver. And yes, I did need to Google how many cells were in the human body. The TT weighs in at 1,430 kilograms versus the 944, which weighs in at 1,310 kilograms. That means with the TT's 250 brake horsepower engine, this one's been tuned slightly, it comes in at 77.5 bhp per ton. So just 8 bhp per ton more than the 944's 208 brake horsepower engine. So pretty evenly matched then. The 944 S2 engine pushes the limits of capacity for a 4-cylinder, and it gets around the untoward inertia that you get from a high capacity 4-cylinder engine using a counter-rotating balance shaft, specifically designed and cleverly designed, it has to be said, by those wonderful Porsche engineers. The TT uses Volkswagen Audi Group's 3.2, it's VR6 engine. What that means is all of the cylinders are in one cylinder block. They're not mounted in two kind of opposite each other. What that allows is for a slightly kind of more compact engine, but it also smooths things out because you've got an even number of cylinders on one cylinder block. The 944 S2 uses a standard 5-speed manual gearbox. However, its successor, the 968, was part of the Tiptronic pioneer brigade after Porsche had introduced the Tiptronic gearbox in their 1990 911, which allowed you to have a car that was in automatic mode, but also with some wizardry in the torque converter, use it and change gears as well. Quite clever stuff. However, most S2 944s, in fact I think all of them, I don't think they did an automatic, are manual. It's a pretty good gearbox, quite a long throw, but it's okay. Whereas by the time the Mark II TT had come along, Audi was pretty ahead with its double clutch DSG gearbox that gave us quicker gear changes, throttle blips on downshift, and also brought with it the term flappy paddles. The 944 is running its original Design 90 16-inch wheels, which arguably are probably small by today's standards, but they add to the authenticity of this car, and I quite like that. This TT is adorned with a set of aftermarket 19-inch TTRS replica blade style wheels in black and silver, and although they're not original for this particular model, they do freshen the car up and make it feel a little bit more up to date and suit its 3.2 meatiness. To 60 in the TT, 5.7 seconds. And it's about 6 seconds for the 944. Pretty evenly matched then. The original TT wasn't really hailed as a driver's car, not when it was compared to the original Boxster of the time. The Mark II sort of moved the game on a bit in terms of driver involvement and feel, but if you want a car that you can connect with and really know and feel what the car's doing underneath you, then certainly in this 3.2 version of the TT, the Mark II probably isn't for you. Yeah, the 944 was conceived back in the early 70s, and it has got that Porsche DNA woven into it, which means they're just masters at making drivers' cars. The steering, it feels solid, it feels weighty, you can feel everything through it. The accelerator pedal has a long travel, but that means you gain a little bit more control over the car. You can feel it, you know what it's doing. The gear change, yes, it has a long throw, but it means that you kind of have to work it. You have to drive this car, it needs to respond to your inputs, and you can feel all the parts of the car around you, which is really kind of special and sort of distinguishes really nice drivers' cars for me versus ones where you just feel, it's a cliche and it's used quite often, but you feel a little bit disconnected. In this, you don't. You know exactly what the car's doing on the road. You can feel it. I can feel now how the back wheels are sort of pushing this car along, where the front wheels are going. It's so nice. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy. It's still got a little bit of I mean, it's not an 80s Lamborghini, but you can tell it's kind of, you have to get in, you have to drive this car. I imagine it's what the meaty TVRs were like back in the day. Yeah, maybe they were a bit worse. The TT is meaty though, it's solid, it's grunty, with its 3.2 V6 engine and its aftermarket exhaust. It really comes together well as a package, but what you don't get is that driver involvement, and it's really because, first of all, the DSG gearbox does disconnect you a bit compared to a manual from the driving experience. It's great, don't get me wrong, but mainly, I don't know, just the steering feels very lightweight, and it doesn't, although it kind of firms up a bit when you're making progress, just not quite enough for you to know and feel what the car's doing beneath you, really like a true sports car should. So, which one's best? Which one do I prefer? Well, that's a question I can't really answer because I own both, so I like them both. What would be nice is if there was a car that existed that was an amalgamation of them both, a real successor to the 944, a front-engine sports car that had four-wheel drive, that put the power mostly to the rear wheels, that had a wonderfully engineered exotic sounding, a real raucous sounding V6 engine on song that really brought the car to life. And there just isn't that really in today's world, and they don't really accommodate kind of the practicality of modern life for a lot of people by the whole convenience of 2+2 layout. Yes, you can only get kids in them, but you can also put luggage in them, things like that. I'm a big fan of 2+2 layout cars. If you've seen the channel, you'll know this. So yeah, there's very little to compete. You're either going super high end 2+2 911, which, you know, if you want a modern decent one, you're paying a lot of money for, or you're going TT. Don't get me wrong, TTs are okay, and the Mark IIIs, yeah, they are a lot better and more sporty to drive, but still prefer that kind of, I don't know, rear-wheel drive layout that you get in the 944. It's a shame. Anyway, I can't answer the question. I own them both. I love them both. They're both special. They both have positives and negatives. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Which one would you prefer? Interestingly, when I did a survey on, a bit of a jokey survey, it had to be said, doing a poll on Instagram, going 944 TT, just casual one day, had a lot of responses to that poll, more so than normal, which is kind of nice to see. I love that sort of stuff. And the TT went into the lead, then it was the 944, then it was the TT. Eventually, the 944 won. So there you go. Your guys' opinion, not mine. Okay, thanks for watching this pedal. Whoa, we can't end there. Let's see if a 5'10" middle-aged male adult, me, can fit in the seats of the 944. Well, you can see there. I'm gonna have to slide the seat forward. Hold, please, caller. Okay, slightly better. In here, probably. Actually, I mean, it's not ridiculous. I can shut the door. Whoa! I don't know if I've ever been in the back seat of my original. Granted, the driver's seat is really far forward, but there you go. Damn, I'm not going to be driving to Spain anytime soon, but that's my keys in there. Yeah, that's what that is. We can sort of see here. You see the passenger seat is quite far back. Oh, I don't know. It's not too bad. I could probably actually get the belt on. It'd be interesting to compare this to the Mark II. There we go. I'm in the back seat of a 944. It's a two-seater. Two-seater. It's a four-seater. It's a people carrier. People, look at this. I'm so impressed with this knee room. Admittedly, let's just have a look here. That is where your issue comes. Do you think you can drive your 944 like that? Probably not. Here we go then. Same challenge. Maserati TT. Years later of experience, design, engineering coupes. Ooh, just slide the seat forward. Push that up. Right, let's see if we can do this. It's like trying to squeeze into a baked bean can. Oh, straight away my head room. Wow, you can really feel the slopey roof of the, and arguably, oh my god, no, this is much less comfortable than the 944. I don't think I can stay in here for long. Knee room is not too bad, but probably got a bit more space up there as a driver, but yeah, it's this head, it's just tilted. Probably get my seatbelt on. 944 wins. Okay, thanks for watching this pedal out video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, write in the comments, tell me what you think, and if you haven't done already, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Cheers.